and strong are the 4 words that I would use to describe somebody that I love dearly. I hold this lady near and dear to my heart. That is my grandmother, Peggy Eileen Hostler. When I speak about my grandmother, I do not speak about some big accomplishment she's made or how she's devoted her life to some cause. My grandmother, to me, is far greater than that. She is someone that values life and all it has to offer. She has been a hand that has shaped me into the person I am today. My grandmother, over the years, has told me many stories of the times when she was growing up. The underlying thought of all these stories has been, work for what you want. Hardworking, stubborn, and dedicated are 3 words that I also use to describe my grandmother. She did almost perfectly. She had a vision for how she saw her life when she was young. And over the years, she has fulfilled that life and lived how she wanted to live. Because she dedicated herself to not being denied what she knew she was capable of. Hardworking. My grandmother worked as a neonatal nurse for Finley Hospital for many years. Growing up around her, I saw how she would work long hours and odd shifts. I wondered why she continued to do this over and over. So I asked, and she told me that she loved the work she did, but because she knew that she in some form could help the person in their time of matter in need, no matter it be on their schedule or hers. Stubborn. This is not always a trait that you use to describe somebody that you love and care for. But my grandma represented this in only the best way possible. Over the years, she has taught me that I am capable of all things I can imagine. Growing up, I would see many adults unconsciously be led around by whatever limits they be handed, or whether that be in career choice, family decisions, or even major life events. My grandmother was stubborn. She didn't let anyone decide her life other than her. She once told me that you can take the path of life that is handed to you, or you can take the path of life that you choose. She inspired me to strive for the things that I wanted, no matter if it seemed like I was capable or not. Dedicated. This by far is the most prominent thing I think of when I think of my grandmother. She is devoted to her faith, her choices, her family, her friends, and her community. I have seen my grandmother give up many things important to her so that others could take and further themselves. She is selfless, caring, and kind. She is devoted to her faith. She has followed her faith for many, many years and still remains and instills that within her family. Her choices. My grandmother has faced many obstacles in her life, and it was by her choices that she became the strong woman she is today. Her family. I find most amazing about my grandmother is that she believes in family first. She's devoted to my grandfather. He went through a rough time after his time in the war, but she remained by his side through it all. That is something I admire most about her. She raised a family of 3 girls, and she instilled in them the same traits she instills in me today. She's willing to do anything for her family. Her community. My grandma does not live in the same community as I do. But every time I go to visit her, I'm confronted by many people that tell me of all the amazing things that she has done for them and her community. She has left a footprint for forever in her community. In conclusion, my grandmother is somebody that I look up to immensely. She's a person that possesses the entire trait that you are told to have if you wish to become a great person. I am so very thankful to have the relationship I do with my grandmother, because she has taught me so many things: to be strong and independent, to be kind and compassionate, and to most importantly, do what you think is right for you no matter what anyone else says.